up, YouTube world? Alright. So we're doing another update real quick. Or not real quick, or whatever, I don't know. But we're doing another update on the condition of the electric blue acara female. Now, let's just recap real quick. So it's going to be story time. About 3-4 months ago, I bought 2 plecos and some plants. And they look great. The plecos, I did quarantine them, but only like 3 days. They look great. And the plants, I did bleach dip them. And you know, I was pretty positive everything was okay. About a week later, after introducing the plecos and the plants, my acaras started itching themselves. So I'm like, dang, I have ick or something, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up treating with a all-natural remedy. Things seemed to get better, but within about a month after it, she started to degrade. And it was also breeding time, so he was very aggressive and always chasing her, and she's running into things. So I ended up upgrading the 30-gallon tank, because they were originally in this tank, and I upgraded it into a 40-gallon breeder. So it's just longer and wider. It's just more of a footprint for them to swim around and for her to get away from him, right? But she was just degrading. Then she started getting this hole in her head, and she still kind of has this hole. But I'm actually thinking she ran into something now. Like yesterday when I made the update 4, I was like, man, her head is starting to form again. But I think it's because she runs into stuff. Because when I come in here sometimes, she gets startled. And she really gets startled. I mean, she goes like, yoop, yoop, yoop. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, girl, relax. You know what I'm saying? Or if I make a video, like I don't have the light on. The light is not on. Like this is always on. You know, this runs 8 hours. You know, the closet light, whatnot. But if I have this on, she gets scared too, and she's, you know what I'm saying? So I really think she hit herself again. And yeah. But she was degrading, so we tried a different natural remedy, because I was like, we can't use the same because maybe the parasites are used to it. So we used a different remedy, and you're supposed to do that one for 10 days, and you can do it longer. So we ended up doing for over 20 days. And she was still getting worse. And then with the whole process, you know, with it going kind of downhill from the plecos, you know, getting the plants and plecos kind of going downhill. And, you know, it was doing, you know, everything was doing kind of good, but she was kind of going downhill. And with 3 months since I got the plecos, he got a spot. I'm like, wow, now he has a spot. So I came to the conclusion, you know, she's looking rough. She has spots everywhere. She's starting to form this thing on her head. You can kind of see her sensory line a little bit. So I'm like, you know, she has maybe hole in the head disease and ick, and then a bacterial problem also, because he keeps chasing her and then bites her, and you know, it just completely tears her up. So I came to the conclusion, let's give the display tank a rest, because the natural remedies are not working. From what I can tell, they just weren't working because she was still going downhill. So I wanted to give the display tank a rest, because if there's no fish in there, if there is any parasites, if they have no host, they should die. If it's, you know, a normal, you know, common parasite. If it's something crazy, then, you know, there are parasites that don't actually need a host. So, but yeah, I don't think I have anything incorrect. I do want to say, I do believe I had ick. I do believe I had some type of bacteria infection, maybe even some type of hole in the head with her. And she might be compromised a little bit with that. But with really pristine water and good quality and giving her a break, she should recover with just really good water and some natural antibiotics or stuff like that. So since we removed all the fish and put them in the quarantine tank and giving the display a rest, we ended up using Metroplex, which cures hole in the head, ick, and any bacterial infection. And this is a 3-week process. So we ended up doing it for the complete 3 weeks. Saturday or Sunday was the last day completion. And like I said, within, I think, update 2, I'm like, she's doing so good. She's eating, she's excited, you know what I'm saying? And all this good stuff. So Saturday when or Sunday when I made the update yesterday, and I took a good look at her. I'm like, man, she's looking pretty rough again. She looked like she has this hole in her head again, which she does. She has a hole, you know, right there. But like I was mentioning, I think she really did hit herself in her, you know, hit herself again some way or another, because when that light goes, it's crazy. So I actually made a video asking for help yesterday, and I had a reply from a nice person. Let me get that information. Alrighty, so I got the name, and her name is Stay at Home Cichlid Mom. So shout out to her, Stay at Home Cichlid Mom. Thank you so much for giving me the comment, because it made me actually research into it again a little bit more. And as I was making the video yesterday saying, hey, you know, what should I do? You know, it doesn't seem like the Metroplex helped, because she looks like she still has the hole in the head and they still got spots and stuff, you know. So I was afraid to do this stronger thing, because this is really strong, you know. If there's sensitive fish, it can kill sensitive fish. It kills snails, can't use in the reef tank. So this is really aggressive, and I like to use all natural remedies. So I was like, man, should I take all the fish out besides her and just go ahead and treat her and everything? So she made a comment and she said, yes, I would take all the fish out but leave her, and then I would treat her with a different type of medication. So I actually looked up her medication, and I was like, you know, what it cures and stuff like that. And I looked up, you know, examples of those diseases and stuff with that medication actually cures and stuff. And I was like, nah, the fish, you know, she doesn't necessarily have any of that, you know what I'm saying? But because of her comment, and I'm looking around doing more research, I actually came across what I was looking for the longest time. You know, why does she have these spots that just don't go away? So I'm going to put a link in the description. So there will be a link in this description. Everybody always puts a finger down. So down there will be a link in the description, in your description box, to a video. And it's, I believe his name is Dr. Lowe, if I pronounced that right. But he's a fish doctor. And it's a pectoral fin breakage. And when she has, when they have these breakage on their fins, and it's only on their fins and it's not like going away, you know, you're thinking like, what is it? Ick? Super ick? You know, like you saw my videos. I had no idea. Like yesterday I was asking for help because I really did not know what it was. But I finally came across this video, so thank you so much again, Stay at Home Cichlid Mom, because I really went through again and researched again, and I actually came across it, and I believe it is just from her getting damaged. So I do want to be very honest. I believe she did have ick, and she definitely had a bacterial infection, because he doesn't leave her alone. You know, grabbed her on the lip, bites her on the lip, and, you know, chases her around just because she's not feeling the hottest. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think she is maybe compromised. So we're going to make sure she gets the cleanest water, she gets rest. So she will stay in here. She will keep her cave. You know what I'm saying? And she will be the only fish in here in 20 gallon. And it's going to give her a chance for everything to heal. So like I said, I will put a link in the description below of that video. Dr. Lowe, if I pronounced his name correctly, he's a fish doctor. He's excellent. And basically it's just a breakage of her fin. So there's these lines in her fin, you know, that can, you know, like this, and they're webbed in between. She broke it, and it's forming these spots. And if the water quality is not the best, and I was fighting the hair algae and had plants dying, and then he was chasing her around because of the heat and everything, she got a bacterial infection. So her breakage from him biting him and her running into stuff got infected, and this is why she has these spots, and this is why the spots don't go away, because they take forever to heal. And, you know, I learned this all from the fish doctor guy, and it really explains everything she has, because they don't ick themselves anymore. They don't, you know what I'm saying? She twitches herself, you know, like she might twitch, because I think it's just because she's like hurting and she has these bacteria things going on. But if we keep this water top notch and maybe put a little bit of salt in there, because there's no parasites, that Metroplex took care of that ick. He's looking good, and he probably had the same thing, because after I removed him from the aquarium, you know what I'm saying, or also when they were going at it in the display tank, he could have also damaged his fin. And the same thing, like the plants, you know, I was fighting that hair algae. So if you go back in the updates, you know, if you go all the way to the first one, you can see that the display tank you know, was going through hair algae, and I was working on that, but I got through all that, and I think it's been doing good for a solid month now. It's top notch. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here's the display tank, and I don't know, I think it was update 2. This was completely soaked. I don't even know how it got soaked, but it was completely soaked and it didn't work, so I actually ended up fixing it. Yeah, water got inside of it again. I don't know how, because I siliconed every inch of it. I really did. But I fixed it. I actually had to put a new line in it because it was completely rusted. But anyways, this is the display tank, and we had a hair algae problem going on, you know, and then I put salt in there because I thought of the ick, and then plants were just pulling back. But look at how these plants just exploded, you know what I'm saying? It's just filling in, and I mean, it's just looking beautiful. So this is definitely top notch. But you know, as I upgraded the 30-gallon tank into this tank, and then I planted plants because, like I said, I got new plants. I got the plecos, and then, you know, always quarantine your fish no matter what. Do the precaution, because there was ick. They wouldn't do this if there wasn't an ick in there, you know what I'm saying? The ick parasite, you know, that's what they do. You know, so I'm pretty sure she got a spot or 2 from that, and, you know, it cured it all. And then I might have even went too far, was doing the Metroplex. Maybe the natural remedy actually cured her. You know what I'm saying? Cured them all from the ick and everything. They just had the spots because he wouldn't leave her alone, always chasing her in that display tank, and she running into things. So she's going to get her rest, and we are going to go ahead and get him out, get all the plecos out, and open up this tank so there's no more divider in here. And she just will have a rest. She's very active. She's eating excellent. And I'm very excited. You know, I really think we got down to the solution. She just has, I believe he calls it pectoral fin white spot breakage or something like that, but it's not actually a parasite. It's just a breakage in her fin, and then it kind of got infected maybe, and then fungi, you know what I'm saying, bacteria, fungi and stuff like this, and then gets that white spot, and it takes forever to heal, forever. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get to breaking it down. It's actually pretty late. I had a long day at work, but I'm actually really excited. I was so excited last night getting to that research after I read her comment and started looking into it, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I can't do it at 1 o'clock in the morning, I gotta work. But alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. I'm gonna put the plecos and the male electric blue card in the display. She will have this, and hopefully within a few weeks, you know, she will be 100%, and I can reduce them two together. And yes, well, you too, I wish you an excellent night, and y'all be good. Laters.